Understanding the Shiite Crescent as Iranian grand strategy. As a concept, grand strategy refers to the long-range instrumental mobilization of a state's combined resources, vectors of influence and capabilities in order to achieve an advantageous position, satisfy vital national interests, enhance national security, and navigate assertively in an environment in which uncertainty and danger are commonplace. As such, it represents an overall intellectual compass that guides the practice of statecraft in accordance with a multidimensional understanding of national power and as a bridge that connects means with ends. In this regard, Iran offers an enlightening example of how such concept is being implemented by a regional power. Although this reality is fueling uneasiness amongst those that are concerned about the consequences and implications related to the potential rise of this Middle Eastern country, in the grand scheme of things the latest wave of Iranian expansionism is hardly surprising. After all, the Persian nation, as a great power since antiquity, has developed an imperial tradition that is still a powerful source of pride. The ancient Persians had a sphere of influence whose reach went well beyond the Iranian plateau, and they often challenged the Greek city-states, the Roman Empire, and the Byzantines. There are internal and external factors that might derail Iranians' revisionist plans. The country faces complex domestic problems that, if not addressed properly, could lead to stagnancy and maybe even decline. Prolonged economic hardship and a strict theocratic regime could alienate large segments of younger generations who seek rewarding educational, professional, and leisurely opportunities. In addition, centrifugal forces, including dissident militias, separatist groups, and transnational networks of Sunni jihadists, lack the firepower and wherewithal to overthrow the regime of the Ayatollahs, but their hostile actions are irritants that create strategic distractions that prompt the diversion of resources that could otherwise be spent on imperial pursuits abroad. Plus, their agents have the political willingness and operational ability to undertake acts of both espionage or sabotage, especially if recruited as assets by hostile foreign intelligence organizations. Furthermore, the threat of military intervention to depose the Iranian regime or destroy its nuclear program represents a dangerous sword of Damocles for Tehran. After all, the fulfillment of Iran's geopolitical ambitions compromises the national security of regional heavyweights like Israel and Saudi Arabia, specifically since it would likely mean their dismantlement as national states. Not surprisingly, Iranian aggressiveness has provided a powerful incentive for Jerusalem and Arab capitals to join forces as strange bedfellows against a common enemy, a realignment that was unconceivable barely 20 years ago. Another challenge that needs to be taken into account is the feeble structural profile of the Iranian economy. Iran possesses abundant deposits of energy resources, including oil and natural gas, that provide both influence and profits. Yet, Tehran has no way to control the volatile price fluctuations of said commodities in international markets, so prosperity and development cannot be taken for granted. Furthermore, lack of diversification, a constant brain drain, and an overall absence of the most promising sectors of the Fourth Industrial Revolution limit the prospects of growth, competitiveness, and development. Additional problems that have negative economic ramifications in the long run include falling birth rates and the widespread abuse of illicit psychoactive substances, mainly opiates, whose effects are highly corrosive. This podcast is created by Kronos Worldwide Productions.